appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there and welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour with me, Sabena Izoku. The Independent National Electoral Commission is set to collaborate with the Central Bank of Nigeria on the printing of electoral materials for the 2015 election. INEC Chairman Atahiru Jega disclosed this in Abuja when he received the Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele in his office. The CBN governor has said that the visit was a follow-up to a directive by President Goodluck Jonathan that printing of all security materials be done in the country. Jega hailed the bank's contribution in ensuring credible elections since 2011 and also dropped hints on the possibilities of printing electoral materials locally. Aspiring jostling to fly the flag of the People's Democratic Party at the next month's gubernatorial by-elections in Adamawa State are in Abuja for a meeting with President Goodluck Jonathan. Also expected at the meeting slated for the presidential villa are the national executives of the party. A presidency source says the meeting was called to resolve disputes ahead of Saturday's primaries, but some of the aspirants suspect that it may be a ploy to make them step down for a consensus candidate. The party leaders have already warned that any aspirants who fail to turn up for the session with the president will be disqualified. About 200 experts met in Geneva to debate experimental treatments for the Ebola virus as the world's worst ever outbreak raged in West Africa. The meeting was organized by the World Health Organization and include policymakers, ethicists, clinicians, researchers, and patients representatives from the affected countries. The meeting aims to review and evaluate the current developments of therapies and vaccines for the virus, inform authorities of affected countries about the treatments available, and ease contacts between countries affected by the disease and countries producing treatments.
What can we all do in order to have this unproven medicine? And I want to stress this point. What we'll be discussing at this moment is unproven, is the hope of what we're going to have. How can we take the things which are the most promising of these unproven medical products and make sure that they are developed with the highest speed possible? So develop in terms of getting them to registration and develop in terms of putting them in the treatment center as much as possible in order to make a difference in the life of people. Then we will go into from the plan to what support is needed from everybody, from governments, from funding agencies. How can we have this plan move this unproven medicine to medicines who are experimented in the field to make an impact, possibly on the epidemic, but possibly and certainly also on the life of the people who have to fight the epidemic.
The World Health Organization says that more than 1,900 people have died of Ebola in West Africa, warning that the world's worst ever outbreak of the virus is still gathering pace. Global health experts have stepped up their warnings in recent days that the world leaders need to do more to address the epidemic, which is most prominent in Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. The latest two represent a significant increase from 1,552 deaths and 3,069 cases reported by the Geneva-based organization just days ago. The number of deaths is higher than the total fatalities in all previous outbreaks combined. Senior United Nations System Coordinator on Ebola, David Nabarro, says the number could rise even higher. Nabarro says he hopes the global response to the health crisis will soon bear fruits, especially the hardest hit countries. Meanwhile, Ebola cases in Nigeria have climbed to 18. This was after the sister of the late Port Harcourt doctor tested positive to Ebola. Health Ministry spokesman Dan Iwume says in a statement that 4 out of the 18 were recorded in Port Harcourt. Iwume also quotes Health Minister Oyebuchi Chukwu as saying that the total number of Ebola patients currently under treatment is 2, one in Lagos and another in Port Harcourt isolation ward. In addition, 41 people are currently under surveillance in Lagos, while Port Harcourt has 255. He added that 320 contacts have been discharged in Lagos after they were observed for 21 days. The minister also debunked rumors of the EVD cases outside Lagos and Port Harcourt. Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi has assured residents of the state of his government's readiness to curtail further spread of the Ebola virus disease. Amechi promised that Rivers State is going to contain the disease just like Lagos State government.
The diplomat was unfair to Reversible. The day he came into Port Harcourt, we got wind of it. We called him to ascertain whether he was in Port Harcourt. He denied he was not in Port Harcourt. 5 days after, he surfaces in Lagos. And in Lagos again, he was asked if he was in Port Harcourt. He denied. He was left alone, after which, 3 weeks after, the doctor died. Then the wife calls to say the husband died of Ebola. Now, within that 3 weeks, there was a child naming ceremony organized by the man. I don't know whether he was on a suicide mission. After the child naming ceremony, for which a lot of people came for the ceremony, when he died, the wife allowed people to come and pay condolence, even though she knew the consequences of Ebola. It was unfair. Absolutely unfair. But again, as a governor, the issue is not to cry about spilt milk, it's to find solution. We've been tracking and tracing both primary and secondary contacts. We've been able to bring in 200. When we say we've quarantined, there's no particular house where you quarantine everybody. It is that you are not allowing them any freedom to move around so that they don't infect anybody when they present symptoms. Now, 3 persons have presented symptoms. We've taken the 3 persons into the isolation ward. And after that, we'll commence treatment. So that's where we are.
The Nigerian Labour Congress wants the federal government to keep a close watch on people placed under surveillance as a result of the Ebola virus disease. The NLC General Secretary Peter Ozoyeson, who stated this at the news conference in Abuja, also described the unauthorized movement of these persons as a threat to efforts to contain the disease. He argued that acts such as the one that led to the spread of the disease to Port Harcourt constitute severe breach of protocol, which should not be condoned.
The important thing is medically, these things need to be followed, because it is true that the general symptoms of Ebola are also symptoms of other maladies. We need to always wait for the confirmation of the test. And so we hope that the reported Kaduna case will turn out not to be Ebola. But if it turns out to be, it is also again to follow the laid down process that the Ministry of Health has coordinated very well of ensuring that they now trace the contacts from which the person may have been infected, and then trace all those who have had contacts. And for us, the NLC and on behalf of our workers, our general appeal is that citizens must realize the importance of following instructions.
Foreign ministers from Nigeria and its neighbors met on Wednesday to discuss Boko Haram as militants' rapid land grab intensified in the far northeast, raising fears of regional security. The one-day meeting of representatives from Benin, Cameroon, Chad and Niger also includes officials from the United States, Britain, France and Canada, plus African unions and United Nations. Nigeria's Ministry of Foreign Affairs says the talks are aimed at reviewing progress of earlier meetings in Paris and London, as well as the African summit held in the United States last month. The ministry added that the meeting will examine extent of foreign assistance, including efforts by the Nigerian government in the continued fight against the Boko Haram insurgency. Former Borno State Governor Ali Modu Sharif says he prepared to face any panel in the bid to clear himself of links of the Boko Haram. He also reaffirmed his readiness to sue the Australian negotiator Stephen Davis, who claimed that the insurgents identified the former governor as their main sponsor. Sharif says at a news conference in Abuja that he has always been opposed to the Boko Haram ideology and cannot be a sponsor of a group he banned in 2010.
Ali Modu Sharif has for some time been accused of having links to Boko Haram, but it is not until now that he considered it necessary to attempt to clear himself. The news conference was touted as an impromptu briefing, but the former Borno State governor came prepared with a 23-page statement to disprove what he described as media campaigns linking him with Boko Haram. He was clearly angered by the recent claims by the Australian negotiator Stephen Davis and raised a few posers.
The posers here are: why was the face of the said Davis not shown in all the 3 interviews he granted? It is rather curious that the said interviewer was available only to this day newspaper, both of which was owned by the same person. Both the radio and the televisions are the same owners. Why could other viewers in London have access to this controversial interview? Of what particular interest is the said Davis have in the politics of Nigeria? But he rose in defense of prominent APC leader.
Keen to dissociate himself from a group he branded murderous, Sharif maintained that Boko Haram predated his administration. He added that he has always been opposed to the sect and had no problem banning it in 2010 after vicious attacks on police personnel and facilities. This, according to him, made him a marked man as well as one of the biggest victims of Boko Haram atrocities.
Among those killed directly in my family are my younger brother, same mother, same father with me by Boko Haram, Alhaji Goni Mustafa Sharif, former chairman of our party, the ANPP then in the state, who is also my cousin, Alhaji Awagana Ghana. All my friends, close associates, were called in cool blood by this terrorist group. My candidate for the 2009-2011 governorship election, Alhaji Modu Fanami Gobiao, was also killed.
The politician, who was until recently a leading member of the All Progressive Congress, believes that his former colleagues had an ulterior motive for linking him with the insurgents. He accused APC of acting out a well-rehearsed script and added that he was prepared to clear himself.
I am prepared to face any panel and the whole. So if people are deliberately writing stories for their personal reasons, they are at liberty. There is a press freedom, and they can write, and they're so powerful that nobody can fight them.
Sharif dismissed allegations that he was a PDP mole by stressing that he had never lost any election in Borno State to the ruling party in spite of its federal might. He also wondered why the APC chairman begged him not to defect after he made his intentions known if he was indeed a liability in the ranks of the opposition.
We'll take a short break, and when we return, CoreTV News on the Hour continues. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. Boko Haram insurgents have captured another territory in Yobe State after engaging in a fierce battle over Bama, a town not far from Maiduguri in Borno State. CoreTV News learned that newly captured town was taken over by insurgents without any resistance. Witnesses say the town has no Nigerian troops guarding it. Meanwhile, insurgents have killed 2 policemen after an attack on Turu local government area in Bauchi State. The police officers were reportedly shot and killed and their guns stolen by the attackers at a mining station in Magama, Guma. The police public relations officer in the state, Mohammed Haruna, disclosed that he was aware of the killings but had not been officially briefed. The Lagos State Police Command has assured residents of adequate security of lives and properties as year 2014 enters last quarters. Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of operations, Ima Ngu, stated this at a meeting with journalists after the State Security Council meeting. Ngu says the law banning the illegal use of siren and restriction of Okada riders are still enforced in the state. He added that the police is ready to stop violence associated with street gangs in the war.
The police, the armed forces who are assisting police in doing their jobs, every other security agent is getting ready. We are getting ready. We are prepared. This is not the first time we've been doing it, and we are prepared to do it this time around. This year, we are going to make sure that crime and criminality is reduced to the barest minimum. We are not going to fold our arms and see cult members maiming and killing innocent and law-abiding Lagosians. So we are moving in conjunction with every other security agent in Lagos State. We are going after them. We'll get them. Either you change or we catch you, arrest you, and prosecute you in the court.
The federal government has blacklisted a contractor for abandoning an electricity project in Ebonyi State after collecting mobilization fee. The project is designed to boost power supply in Ebonyi State and parts of Cross River State, but the firm, whose name was given as Visas Techno Electric and Engineering Company, disappeared after collecting a 15% mobilization fee in December 2010. Briefing newsmen after weekly Federal Executive Council meeting, Minister of State for Power Mohammed Wakil says the company director have also been barred from setting up any other firm in the country. The government has, however, rewarded the contract for the power project to another company for $5 million. Let's go on a break, and when we return, we'll take you outside Nigeria. Stay with us.
There is an Ebola virus epidemic in some West African countries. The Nigerian government wants you to be aware and watch out against the spread of Ebola in your community. Help keep our country safe and watch out for severe cases of fever, headaches, diarrhea, chest and abdominal pain, sore throat, cough, red eyes, and bleeding from the eyes, ears, and nose, especially when these symptoms are found in persons coming into Nigeria from other West African countries. Protect yourself. Wash your hands regularly with soap and running water, or use a hand sanitizer. Avoid contact with the blood, urine, feces, or saliva of animals like bats, monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees, or infected persons. The Ebola virus is deadly. Don't catch it. Don't spread it. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry.
Welcome back. NATO Secretary General Anders Rasmussen says he is still skeptical about a surprise peace plan for Ukrainian conflict, but put forward by President Vladimir Putin. He added that Russia is still attacking Ukraine.
We welcome all efforts to find a peaceful solution to the crisis in Ukraine. Is what is actually happening on the ground. And we are still witnessing unfortunately, Russian involvement in destabilizing the situation in eastern Ukraine.
Please do join me at the top of the hour for more. I am Sabena Izuku. Thank you very much indeed for watching.